evening, everyone, and welcome to a live special edition of Wealth Building Wednesday. I know it is not Wednesday, although you may watch this next Wednesday, so it might be Wednesday when you tune in. But today is Thursday. We are excited to have this very special edition of Wealth Building Wednesday featuring a local expert, Raji Gourdine. We are glad to have you. Welcome, welcome. Want to make sure that you, the viewers, understand that Wealth Building Wednesday is a program brought to you by TRHT Selma. That is Truth, Racial Healing, and Transformation. We are a program, a project, an initiative that was initially funded by the W.K. Kellogg Foundation. We're excited to be a partnership between the Black Belt Community Foundation and the Selma Center for Nonviolence. I am your host, Ms. Lydia Chapman. I am based here at the Selma Center for Nonviolence and excited again to welcome Mr. Raji Gourdine to this very special edition of Wealth Building Wednesday. How are you?
I'm good, Ms. Chapman. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing great. I am so excited to dive into this conversation because you have a lot of information to share. We have been in recovery mode in the city of Selma. All eyes have been on us as we have been in recovery mode, and there are tons of opportunities that are available, partially as a result of the recovery that our community continues since the tornado of 2023. So wanted to first of all give you an opportunity to reintroduce yourself, because the last time we talked to you, you were actually working as a staff member at Wallace Community College of Selma, but now you have transitioned, I hear.
I have transitioned somewhat. I retired since the last time we talked, but I still do work part-time with the college, working with the Workforce Development Office and the Office of Student Services to help promote initiatives in both of those offices, help connect community to the college. I've also, my wife and I have also started Gourdine and Associates. It is a nonprofit organization that its sole purpose is to connect education entities, city governments, and other nonprofits to helping solve local workforce development problems, workforce development cooperations with community colleges and cities, and grant writing and consulting. And so we've been very excited to work with the city of Selma on a project with AmeriCorps to connect AmeriCorps and Wallace Community College and help students to learn key carpentry skills, carpentry, masonry, and electrical skills, while participating with AmeriCorps program to help local contractors rebuild Selma. The program currently has about 4 openings. We'll take a total of 20 students. We already have admitted 14, what the city of Selma has through AmeriCorps, and there are 4 slots available. Students will learn how to either become electrician helpers or masonry or carpentry helpers through a specialized training program with instructors from Wallace Community College. Okay. They will then be placed with a contractor locally, Samaritan's Purse or other local contractors that are helping with the rebuild effort in Selma, and they'll work to help to rebuild homes in Selma. Some will work on some of the NACA homes that are going up. Those are beautiful homes that are being built right behind the Good Sam building. Great community, great effort by the Selma Housing Authority and the city of Selma. If you haven't taken a look at those, take a look at them. They are wonderful. They've already given away a total house to one lucky Selma resident.
Yes.
It was a beautiful story to watch, but just seeing the rebirth of Selma, rise from the ashes, rise from the rubble. Selma is going to be rebuilt again, and we're excited to be a part of that with our partners, Wallace Community College, AmeriCorps, and the city of Selma, and of course, Gourdine and Associates. And so we're excited about that. Today, what we want to talk a lot about is a entrepreneur workshop that'll be on July 30th.
Yes.
From 2:30 to 6 o'clock on the campus of Wallace Community College in the Hank Sanders Technology Center building room, the first floor. Yes. This workshop will be offered by builders and backers of Alabama. It is a group that is created to help entrepreneurs to build their business. Also, they'll fund some initiatives. So they'll hear some interesting business proposals, and they may decide to fund your business proposal. So there are resources available to find capital to invest in your company, but most importantly, to learn how to build your business block by block, to learn about the taxing, how to do your taxes, how to set up your company, the difference between a limited liability corporation, S corp, or a C corp, how to set or a nonprofit. What does that look like? What is your how to align your goals and your objectives with your business structure, and then how to run your business, how to set up your taxes, paying quarterly taxes, business fees, licensing, what entities with the federal with the state government to register with, the Secretary of State's office, what forms you have to file with them, and what does that look like, your costs, and how to estimate. And depending on the city you're in, what do your city taxes look like? So they'll help a new person wanting to go into business to really structure your business well. We know that, Lydia, unfortunately, about 70 to 80% of all new businesses fail. And they fail because they may know their content area. They may be a great chef or a great person in that particular business space. But if they don't know the mechanics of how to operate, manage, market, and
Yeah.
promote your business, then a lot of businesses tend to fail. So this workshop is designed to take that person that has uh, may only have one employee to 100 employees. You
Mm-hmm.
may not have started yet. You may not be existing or an existing business that's operating, but you haven't seen profitability yet. So
Mm-hmm.
this workshop is designed to help you with wherever you are in that process, to collaborate with other business owners. One of the things I heard from a small business owner last week was that there seems to be a lot of competition among business, especially small business owners. And it's really not a competition. You can help each other to grow. There's enough market share if you work well together
Absolutely.
to help each other expand and to share ideas and help the community to grow. So we're excited about at Wallace Community College, how can we help our local community become more successful in that space? And so we're also partnered with the Partnership of Alabama. I'm sorry, the Economic Development Partnership of Alabama. It
Mm-hmm.
is a nonprofit also that's designed to help businesses to grow. They've partnered with the Alabama Community College system to host these events at various community colleges around the state of Alabama. So there are roughly 18 sessions operating across the state. Most of these are at community colleges, and that's our whole purpose as a community college. We are your community college. We want to help the community to grow. That means to help develop small businesses, um, and help connect you with those government agencies that can help you to expand your business. So that's what we're doing, is being a conduit to help our community to grow. And so we're partnering with the Selma Center in helping to promote this event and to bring in people that they have worked with across in your wonderful Wealth Building Wednesdays. Hopefully, your whole group that comes out can come to this event. Miss Lydia, you can, I don't know if you can highlight or pull up the flyer where they can see the information about the event. There's a QR code where you can
Mm-hmm.
click on to register. You can register in person at Wallace, or you can register online, attend online. We encourage you to come out in person so we can interact with you, meet other entities. You can meet people from the Selma Center, meet
Right.
people that's coming from Foot Soldiers Park. The Chamber of Commerce is helping to sponsor this, the Selma Dallas County Chamber of Commerce. We thank them for helping to promote this as well,
Yeah.
and the Chamber of Commerce. And so
Okay.
on your screen, you'll see the information, the QR code. Just scan there, and you can register for the event. It's free of charge. And so
Yes.
the workshop highlights is that we'll help you conceptualize your business. How do you to enjoy fun and collaborative activities to help you generate and validate your business idea. Two, it will help you develop that plan, learn how to conduct market research, establish your business model. And then three, launch. How do you launch your business? Build confidence, receive practical tools for launching your business. So at the end of this process, we'll hope you'll be ready to launch your business. And so we're excited about being a conduit to help your potential business grow or helping your current business to grow. So come out and join us. We'll have refreshments sponsored by the college, and we're excited to be of service to our community.
So that was a lot. Listen, you
Excited.
let me reintroduce myself. So and I still call you Dean Gourdine. This is an extraordinary opportunity for people in and around Selma Dallas County to take advantage of getting to know folks who are within these state agencies and nonprofit organizations that actually not just build but back, right? Because if you saw the flyer, the link is in the chat. If you have questions, y'all can join in and chime in. Wanted to make sure though that folks understand that this is called builders and backers. One of the greatest things or challenges that small business owners or people who are especially just starting out have in our community seems to be making sure that people have the right resources, the right financial resources in order to start and maintain that business. And so in order to do that, whether you are looking for someone to fund you with a grant, or if you are looking for someone to fund you with some sort of loan, you will have to have a business plan. You will have to have taken the proper steps in order to establish your business. You could be the best baker in the world. You could be the best chef in the world. You could be the best seamstress, the best cosmetologist, what have you. And if you lack a business plan, if you lack the structure, if you lack a business bank account, it is harder to get the funding necessary to start and maintain your business. So this is an extraordinary opportunity for folks. If you are interested in learning how to build and to have your business backed, okay? So these are the same folks that produce Launchpad, isn't that right?
That's correct.
Yeah, and Launchpad is an extraordinary opportunity for folks to introduce their business as well as get funding towards their business as they build forward. So if you're interested and you want to get registered, the link for that is located in the comment section. Please tag and share. If you know folks who need to see this information, if you know people who need to register, tag them in this video. This is an important opportunity for our community. And I want to definitely just kind of break some of this information down for folks with you. So small business, some folks say, well, oh, my business isn't small. You don't have to call my business small. But what is a small business in actuality? How does, let's say, the Small Business Administration identify a small business, and why are small businesses important to our community?
Well, a small business can be anywhere from 1 to 100 employees. And small businesses are important because 40% of the U.S. economy is comprised of small businesses, those mom and pop organizations that that those bakeries, those corner restaurants, the coffee shops, those places that may have a small number of employees, but still employ people that work part time, some full time, and provide a meaningful and significant service to your community. And so, anyone from 1 to 100 is a small business. And so, there are unique challenges that small businesses have. How do you? Sometimes a small business, you're the chef, you're the cook, you're you're the waiter, you're the janitor, you're the bookkeeper. And so small businesses have to learn how to multitask and learn those critical things that are necessary for their business's survival. Paying payroll taxes, how do you set up your tax structure? How do you employ, let's say, family members and have them on payroll? What does that look like? Paying your taxes quarterly versus yearly. Um, those type questions that you have to really consider when you're going into business. And so those things can make or break a business. And our goal is to help a small business that may not have the resources, that may not have a number of employees that can diversify and handle certain tasks. In a small business, you have a handful of people doing a lot of things. And so workshops like this are critical because it gives you the information you need to handle your business successfully and to grow your business to where you want it to grow to. So that's what a small business is, 1 to 100 people. is considered a small business.
And so when we think about starting a business in particular, like what are some of the most important considerations that we need to have if we have this brilliant idea, right? We are excited about all of the things that the ideas, the creativity is just flowing. What are some of the most important considerations that we need to take account for and of, and to kind of do the research necessary um, in order to make sure that we are starting and going to be able to maintain the business that we envision?
So number one is doing your research to find out what is the market share for what the service you're offering. If there are 100 bakers or let's say bakeries in your town, you have to determine, is there a need for another bakery? But if there are no bakeries or one in your town, then you can begin to look at what would be your market share, your target audience. Uh, what is the in what vicinity will you offer your services? For instance, if you're in Selma, what's your market share? Will you be able to reach out to Orville, to um, Plantersville, and beyond? How will you be able to market those services to those constituents, or will you be basically focusing your services on the city of Selma? Or if you're in Perry County, what does that look like for you? So knowing what other businesses are currently offering what you're offering, what's your competition, is there a need for the services you're trying to offer? So
Mhm.
once you determine that, then you can say, okay, there is a need. There are very few businesses doing what I do. Or if there are other businesses doing what you do, what distinguishes your business? What's your market? What's your niche? What's your unique market that you can promote? One business I've heard about in Selma, there is a baker in Selma called Summer the Baker. She
Yes.
she and I'm very proud of her because I've known her all most of her life, and I've tasted many of her goods. She focuses on vegan
Yes.
desserts, and they're
Yes.
very good. So she has a niche market that no one else that I know of in Selma that's
Correct.
offering vegan products. And so we'll have her products at we'll have some of her vegan sweet rolls on next Tuesday,
Okay.
so you get a chance to sample those. But that's an example of a market that is very unique. There are other bakers in Selma, but there are no other bakers that I'm aware of that are offering a vegan product.
Right.
And so many people that taste her products and say, "Is this is
Really
vegan? This
vegan, right?
and this is also," and she tries to make sure she limits the calories that she puts in her items. So that's an example of a product that's very unique that can be marketed and it can be expandable. Another market I saw that I'm crazy about, but it's just got to Alabama. It's called um, is it the vegan slut? Uh,
Slutty vegan.
Slutty vegan.
Yeah.
Slutty vegan.
Yeah. Hmm.
So as we're trying to get healthier, but that particular restaurant that started in Atlanta is exploding.
Yes.
They've exploded from one single store to a $26 million annual restaurant chain that's now in Alabama, in Birmingham, and expanding in other cities. And
Yeah.
so I'm really excited about the Slutty Vegan and their products, trying to eat healthier. So if you have a product that you're trying to promote that's unique, that focuses on building the community up, like healthy options or
Mhm.
other products. That's a unique niche market. So that's the first consideration: is your project needed? What is the market? Who else is doing it? I think the second thing you have to do is determine: do you have the capacity to offer the services you're trying to offer? Do you
Mm.
have the equipment? Do you have the know-how? Do you have the training? And if you don't, how do you get it? And so that's why this type of workshop next Tuesday is critical. We'll
Mm.
help answer those questions for you, so that you can determine if you have the skills necessary, or if you don't have it, where do you get it from? I think the third thing you have to look at is what are the required licensing fees so you can be licensed. So you can be licensed in the city you're operating in and with the state of Alabama, so that you won't get written up for tax evasion or tax issues and end up having to pay all your profits out in taxes. So knowing how to set up your structure tax wise so that it benefits you, and that you're not paying double taxes. Looking at the different tax structures, like if you're going to be a limited liability corporation, what does what does that do for you for your personal liability? If your
Mm-hmm.
company gets sued, is your house subject to be seized because of your a business mistake, or say a business fire
Right.
or something that happens? That's why many look at the incorporating their business, meaning incorporated. You can have a full incorporation or be an S corp or a C corp. Looking at the benefits and the liabilities of each of those and see what's best for you. I also want to encourage nonprofits to attend, because nonprofits, by virtue of their name, they're not a business per se, but you do operate like a business. And if
Mm,
you don't operate by business principles, your nonprofit will soon go out of business. And
right.
so, how does a nonprofit operate? There's several churches that have a nonprofit attached to their church structure.
Mm-hmm.
It may have a foundation attached to the church structure. Many pastors branch out and promote books that they write, and they create an LLC for their business to promote books or preaching engagements that they do in their own name. And so, pastors who want to branch out and speak across the country, how do you set that up in a tax way so that it's a business and it does not get you in trouble with the IRS? That you're complying with all regulations that won't put your church nonprofit status into jeopardy. And so, how do you do that and stay legal and separate those funds, not commingling funds,
Right.
making sure that you have an accounting structure and a banking structure that's separate from those other entities, so you don't commingle funds. And so, all those type questions will be answered at this session and give you context to reach out to get more information.
So let me ask you about the importance of actually, because I know from the perspective of making sure that you can have access to funding, making sure that the government recognizes your business. But what are some of the more like understandable, I would say, rational, maybe logical heart reasons that people need to transition businesses? Because we have some extraordinary, and you know this, that we have some extraordinary talent in our community. Selma, Dallas County, across the Black Belt, we have amazing talent, whether it is brick masons or welders or chefs. We have folks who could literally run the restaurants that some of us are begging for in order to expand our palettes. And so wanted to ask you, like, what is the real, why is it even important to transition our businesses from, let's say, home based to maybe having a website, or expanding into partnering with another business to get our product um, well beyond where it is currently? You like moving from the front porch to the to Main Street, so to speak. Why is
Right.
that? Why is that important?
That's important for a couple of reasons. One, I would say, first of all, longevity. Most small businesses, they are mom and pops. They don't work an 8 hour day, they work a 24-hour day. They work 10, 12 hours a day to promote and to operate the business. And most business owners just burn out. And so, if you want to create a system where your business is more structured, let's say if you're a restaurant where you write down your recipes, you have a system of training your employees of how to cook in a systematic way based on the recipes that you created, so that your product is consistent, the quality is consistent, the taste is consistent. Then you can replicate that business and franchise out and make a more profit and be able to train others on how to do your process. McDonald's is successful not because they have the best tasting hamburger.
Right.
They're successful because they have a systematic way of making that burger, a systematic way of promoting that burger. They have what's called Hamburger University.
Yeah.
where before you become a franchisee owner, you must learn the philosophy, the McDonald's way of they have a way of how you mop the floors, of how you stock your supplies, of how you clean the restaurant. They have a system of doing everything so that if you go to a McDonald's in Alabama or California, the taste is the same. Your experience should be the same. And so they've automated that process to a way that it's consistently the same product across every restaurant in the United States. Now, once you go abroad and you go to a McDonald's in Moscow, it's
It's a
going
food.
to adapt to the culture and the flavors and the taste of Moscow.
Yeah.
They'll have some similarities to McDonald's in Alabama, but they will inject some of the local flavors. It's like Coca-Cola. If you go to Coca-Cola, if you go to the World of Coke in Atlanta, they'll
Yes.
show you different Coke fountains from Asia, Africa, and from all over the world, and how they infuse different flavors of local cultures. But one of the biggest successes of McDonald's is that they have a systematic way of doing everything, how you fry your French fries, from the oil that you use, and so local smaller owners, if you automate your processes in a way that your workers know that they follow the recipe. They
Right.
cook a certain way at a certain temperature. They use a certain product so that your product is consistently the same each time. Then you can guarantee good quality of your product that is consistent and it lives up to the expectation that your customers have. That allows you to franchise and grow, partner, as Ms. Lydia said, with other entities to help promote your products. Like if I went into a restaurant here in Montgomery and I saw Josetti's cupcakes
Yes.
in Chappie's Deli.
Mhm.
So Josetti's has partnered with Chappie's to sell her line of products in that particular restaurant. You can also get Josetti's cupcakes at the coffee shop here in Selma.
It's
So
Selma.
they've
Mhm.
partnered with all the way from Montgomery here in Selma to sell her specialty cupcakes. And
Mhm.
so that's an example of partnerships where they are working together to promote each other's products, and it's a win-win situation. So that's what I mentioned earlier. Your competition is not always your competition if you partner together to a mutually beneficial end. And so that partnerships are sometimes the best way to grow. And as you saw McDonald's grow over the last 50, 60 years, it was through partnerships. It
Mhm.
was Ray Kroc and another organization partnering together
Right.
to create the McDonald's Corporation and create franchise opportunities for those who want to grow that across the country. And so those are other considerations you may want to look at. We have several local brands in Selma that are synonymous to Selma. When you think
Mhm.
of barbecue, everyone
Laney.
thinks about Laney's.
Yeah.
Uh, when you think about home cooking, everyone thinks about All in
All
One.
in one. Yeah.
And so and we think about coffee and especially baked goods, you
Yeah.
think about the coffee
The
shop.
coffee shop. Yeah. Reflections. Yeah.
So there's several local brands. Selma has spices that are made in Selma, to honey that's grown in Selma and
Mhm.
distributed all across the country. But there's several opportunities to grow. Um, we had a product. I want to say it was Judge Armstrong's son, I believe. He
The
had
coffee. Oh
grandma's
yeah,
cookies.
the cookies. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
those were some of the best cookies in the world, and I hate that they went out of business. But I think they even went to a national competition, and they did really well.
Oh wow.
If somebody's listening in the Armstrong family, bring those cookies back. They were great cookies. Uh, but we want to see small businesses that have a passion for what they do
Yes.
and really are excited about the quality of their product and wanting to serve our community. We want to see those businesses grow. When I think about a business that serves the community all in one, every year they do a senior citizen uh,
Yes. The senior citizen day.
extravaganza where
Mhm.
they donate thousands of dollars in gifts and prizes to our senior citizens. They love our senior community and they look out for our senior community.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited to help support that financially and to physically. In years past, I've helped to volunteer there as well. But that's an example of an organization that's really grown. They now have two locations. They're at the Troopers Academy. They
Mhm.
serve our state troopers. our aspiring corrections officers, and
Mhm.
also our 8 post people, the sheriff's deputies and local police departments coming to train at the academy. They feed them. They have that contract, and you can go there to have lunch as well, or lunch at Wallace Community College with All in One. And so I'm just so proud of that, of those two owners, Mr. and Mrs. Petway, that are local community servants that have grown
Yeah.
their product, and they love to cook and they love to help people. And that's just an example of how their business has grown. Also with like the coffee shop, with what Jackie Smith and
Yes.
her husband have
Mhm.
done, and with reflections and how they've grown with their smoothies, with their
Yeah.
panini, and so we're really excited to see their growth as well.
So I'm excited to hear all of this great information. We know that we have this extraordinary opportunity coming up on July 30th at Wallace Community College. We have put the link to register in the comment section. So regardless of where you're picking this video up from, whether you're on YouTube or whether you're on Facebook, please feel free to tag and share. And make sure that you register to participate in this, because this is going to be a great opportunity no matter where you are in the life of your business, whether you have an ingenious idea, you've discovered your niche, and you want to take the step forward, right? Or whether you've kind of started out and you want to be able to collaborate with folks in a different way. You're looking for funding to support your small business as you grow it, to become a larger business. I'm particularly appreciative of you mentioning the importance of collaboration between businesses. Like, it is imperative that folks who are based, especially those of us who are based in smaller communities, learn how to work together better, right?
Yes,
Because when we can do that, then that means that we can operate in a more efficient way. And then we can serve the community in a way that, like you said, the first thing you mentioned when I said, what should the considerations be? You talked about longevity. Like, why is it even important to form, officially form your business? Longevity. And there are very few folks who have great business ideas, I think, who go into business just to not be in business a year later. Right. And
exactly,
so, folks, if you want to grow your business, we've got to grow beyond the idea of I have to do it alone, because that's just simply not the case. Cooperatives are real businesses that operate around the world. We are interdependent on one another as a community, and we've got to operate like that. I want to give a special shout out. Summer the Baker is tuned in. She's saying that it's great information. Mr. Mark Miles, who is a small business owner as well. Mr. Gourdine, thanks for your wealth of knowledge and your selfless service to our community. We do thank you so much for all that you do for the city of Selma, whether it is the government, right, the group City of Selma, or those of us who are residents at large. We're excited to be able to pick your brain a little bit, right, and be able to grow from the wealth of information that you have access to. The fact that you don't gatekeep, whew, it's a beautiful thing.
I like kicking gates open.
Yes, 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 yes. And we look forward to continuing to grow this conversation with you. I know that collaboration and community, giving back to community, that's something that you just talked about. The importance of being able to do that as a small business owner is important. So collaboration, community, and just making sure that you're official, like you're
Yeah,
above board, that you're contributing, even as a small business owner, making sure that you're contributing to the retirement system in our country, right?
exactly.
Because gosh, what happens if your business goes out of business and you've relied on that as your primary source of income, don't have a great savings, and now it's time to retire, or you have to retire because of physical demand, you just don't have the capacity anymore. We've got to think way far ahead, right?
Exactly.
And plan for the future when we start businesses. One of the first habit in the book, this is an extraordinary book, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The very first habit is to begin with the end in
And,
mind.
exactly.
So, yes. So, if you have the beginning, like you are thinking about this business idea and you know exactly what you want to do, think about what the end goal is, and you join us next week on the campus of Wallace Community College in the Hank Sanders building. And this is a workshop that is free, absolutely free, being put together by a group called Builders and Backers. We'll be in the Hank Sanders building from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. We want to see your face in the place. So if you
Man,
Yes, if you need information about for further information about it, please click on the link in the comments. I'll put it in the comments again so that we can share this information. This is important. This is an opportunity for us to grow forward in Selma. So, Mr. Gourdine, Dean Gourdine, still look. Thank you so much for joining us for this very special edition of Wealth Building Wednesday on a Thursday. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
thank you so much, Miss Lydia. You do an excellent service for our community, and thank you so much for all that you do. The Selma Center for Nonviolence and our other organizations that are sponsoring this. And I want to thank my friend Mark Miles for jumping on. One of the
Yeah.
best designers, entrepreneurs in
Yeah.
the city. I'll support Mark Miles. If you can imagine it, he can create it for you. So
Yes.
Mark Miles, a wonderful designer and entrepreneur, has several products that he can offer to you.
Absolutely. So we hope to see you all next Wednesday at Wallace. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much.